today I'm going to be interviewing Mr. Randy Mañalac, who is an avid gamer. So Randy, say hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a few questions.
Okay, sure.
So this is regarding video games, since I know that you're into playing video games and you do purchase like a number of video games often. So the first question is, how much money do you usually spend on games in a month?
It usually depends because they all kind of come out at the same time. So I guess I spend like 6 to 10,000
A
games,
month.
and that only buys like 3 games.
Okay, so how do you feel about spending that amount of money like on games?
Well, it's a case to case basis because each game is like a gamble. You don't know because before there's all these trailers and everything, so it's pretty much hyped up, kind of like how you hype up boxing fights like Pacquiao, but you just never really know if once you buy it, if it really lives up to the hype. Like for example, I just recently purchased Resident Evil 2 and I just finished it, and I love the whole series, but I finished it kind of fast, so and I didn't feel any thrill, and then there was like chit chat everywhere. Oh, this game's gonna be really great compared to the other previous Resident Evils, but I didn't feel like that was the case.
Okay. So what is the most frustrating thing about buying games now?
Now, well, aside from the price, because some of them are just overpriced. I think the most frustrating part about it is the value for money, because for example, I used to buy Assassin's Creed when it came out, and then I just finished it like in a day or two. So yeah, so finishing that fast makes me feel like it wasn't worth it at all,
Yeah.
or it could have been better off in another game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And could I like add, a lot of games now, they're being sold like a regular edition, and there's like a limited or a special edition. And when you buy the special edition, of course, it always comes with freebies, but like sometimes you can't avail of the freebies because compatibility issues. Like for example, the region of your PlayStation doesn't match the one that was stated in the game. So it's really frustrating because those freebies can be really useful.
Yeah. So how would you improve the situation of buying games?
I think I think they could do a pricing makeover because when you, for example, the way I buy video games now is through online. So virtual store, PlayStation Store, and the games are much cheaper. There are like huge discounts and everything. And I think Data Blitz, all the other gaming stores can do that. Because people usually don't buy games because it's kind of overpriced, and what they do is they have friends who buy the game, and then they just wait for them to finish so they could borrow without having to pay. So I think to be able to like attract more customers and all that, make more sales, they could just reduce the cost and everything. And I guess pretty much the same situation with the freebies. I think it should be advised at least before, for example, so they could say, sir, the special edition has this, but it's only compatible for like that. Because buying Data Bits, they only ask me, sir, do you want to check the disc if it's clean, no scratches or anything? Yeah, so they could pretty much add that information.
So where do you usually buy your video games? Like,
Uh,
stores?
Okay. Well, now I'm in the online phase, so I just buy from the virtual PlayStation Store because I think it's more practical for me because like in case, because if you buy the physical disc, there's just no guarantee. There's just no guarantee if it's gonna get scratches or everything, because it's kind of like cards. You can't always be sure that accidents won't happen, whether it's your fault or somebody else's. So the whole buying online thing is more practical for me, because, for example, if I just download from online, I could just delete it. So if I want to play it again, I could just download it again, rather of having to buy a new disc.
Yeah.
So that's like the digital game.
Yeah.
Buying, yeah. So, what do you use to buy your games? Like, do you pay with credit card, with cash, or like your own allowance? Or
Yeah, allowance. But most of my allowance is always stored at my debit card. So because my mom and I have an agreement, I'll just deposit. I'll just make automated deposits at these specific dates, so you don't have to ask money from me. You don't have to wake me up in the morning or tell me, and I don't have to disturb you. So I just use my debit card, and luckily enough, there's more than what I actually need. So in case of emergencies, but I think what we both know that this is already money that's for me, like I'm responsible for what happened, so I can do whatever I want. Just don't make bad decisions, or like don't spend too much. I mean, just spend smartly. I could buy games, but spend smartly.
okay, so next question: how often do you buy video games?
Well, for the games I like, for example, like NBA 2K, that series, because I've been playing NBA 2K ever since I was a kid. So like when the next edition comes out, so for example 2K19, 2K20, I buy it once it comes out. And the same goes for the other series that I like for Resident Evil or Uncharted. So once the next edition comes out, I'll already buy it immediately. But if you're talking about on a time basis, I guess monthly you could say about usually twice, but sometimes it's just once.
Okay, so for the last question, would you subscribe to a membership program for buying, renting, or swapping games?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a more affordable and practical way of the whole video game thing, the landscape. But and I don't think, and it's not just that. I think there's like this whole community thing. So you kind of build like a sense of trust with these people. So, and I think for people who like to play a lot of video games because they don't prefer socializing, I think this is like a good way to like exercise those weaknesses to make them strengths. Be more of a people person, because being a people person, being able to talk to other people is a very important thing. Eventually, gonna eventually come a time it's gonna be like that's what you need. So yeah, I think the whole renting, buying from other people, it's definitely a yes for me.
Okay, thank you for answering our